It's New York Comic Con weekend, and you know what that means? I'm bringing home a big old pile of comics. Let's take a look at what I got up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Watch. I'm still owe a 2,500 subscriber giveaway, and once I get myself organized, which is quite a feat these days, gonna do that. We're getting close to 2,900 subscribers, and I'm going to be announcing shortly after that what we're going to be doing for our 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Follow us on the other socials, Bronzeville_comics on Instagram, and also Bronzeville_comics on Whatnot. I do Whatnot sales every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and Columbus Day Monday night, which will be October 10th. I'm going to be doing an amazing Spider-Man. I got some bronze, some copper, maybe a little bit of silver, but we're going to be doing that. I do have some bigger books potentially going in that sale. So if you're a Spider-Man collector, reach out. I just picked up a collection. We got some X-Men. We got some other stuff that is going to be pretty cool that we're going to be running through on Whatnot. And also, if you've not yet used Whatnot and you want to give it a try, there's a link in the description below. You can get $10 off your first purchase, and that does not have to be a purchase with me. It can be purchased from anybody. You'll get $10 off. Also, my eBay store, link in the description below. So, I went to New York Comic Con and on Thursday, the first day of the con, and I went last year, but I went a little bit later, right? I'm like, how early do I have to get there? And I got there like 10:30 or 11, and it was a whole thing. I had to go through like a procedure for COVID screening, and this was a little bit easier. They were requiring everyone to wear masks, but anyway, I got there at about 7:15. The line, and fortunately, it was a beautiful morning, went all the way, wrapped around outside. And as I was going back, I ran into Aaron, a buddy of mine, friend of Streetside Anthony's. So we were talking a little bit. And then about maybe an hour later, maybe a little bit less, they let everybody inside, went through the metal detectors and everything, and they had everyone queued up inside Fortunately, I was like in that first row of the queue, so I was able to lean up against a wall and watch some YouTube videos of comic book content. And then at 10 o'clock went in, and Aaron and I discussed what's the first thing you want to do. Where's the first thing you want to go? And I wanted to go get the 8 Billion Genies foil cover. I am a believer in this book. I bought number 1 right off the rack. I bought a couple of issues of it. I actually gave one away in a Whatnot sale. So I bought a couple copies. They didn't have a limit. And I also grabbed one that had both Charles Soule and Ryan Brown autograph it. Maybe I'll send that into CBCS. While we were down in Artist Alley, he was not there, but there was a Jock booth. And this was a popular, there was a trade dress and a Virgin of, this is a reprint of Frank Miller's 300, which was made into a movie. Probably, what was that, about 16 years ago or so. And then I went to the Comic Mint booth. They had an incredibly long line. They had some exclusives that I was looking for myself and things that I thought I could sell. I bought this. I bought a couple copies of this. Some of the books I bought as exclusives I bought to flip. I sold them, eBay, Whatnot. Lady Hell. I bought this Harley 30th anniversary special foil cover. But that was cool. I got this. This is a convention edition of the Star Wars Insider magazine, right? With this cool foil Mando Lego Grogu cover. This is a Spider-Verse book. Is it Edge of the Spider-Verse 2? Cool variant there. And then the ones that I was really interested in, because that's who I am, and they did a real solid for me. I got 2 copies of both Action Comics #1 and Detective Comics #27. They initially made a mistake because they're like, make sure you check the order, because I ordered a whole bunch of books. They also threw in a Black Adam Funko Pop, which was awesome. Whatever. A Black Adam Funko Pop, which was pretty cool. There is a comic in there. I'm going to hold on to that and see what that's worth. But they had me check the order. I'm like, oh, you gave me 3 actions and only 1 detective. So the guy goes, just keep the extra action. So that was really awesome. These are foil covers of replica editions, complete reprints of, obviously, the first appearance of Superman and the first appearance of Batman with those iconic covers. Some of these I might get graded. There was this Miles Morales exclusive. That is a hot cover. I bought 2 of those. These Del Otto variants. This actually was from Carnivore Comics. They had the red is a foil. I believe that's the foil one. And they're both limited to 1,000 copies. I got a couple of those. Sell some of those. And then there was an artist who, MB Artist. Supposedly, the guy at the booth said he's an up-and-coming young artist from Philadelphia. He signed on to both Marvel and DC. Reprint of Superman #1. They call this the color one, the Fleischer Studios version. It kind of looks like, if you ever seen the 1940s cartoons by Max Fleischer, which are awesome, of Superman. They look like that, and then they call this the newspaper variant. So that was cool. There was another booth that had some foils I picked up. The only one I really picked up doubles of was this Dark Crisis with this Zatanna cover. Just like that. And then there was another booth that had a version of this. This is not Adam Hughes doing the art. I'm trying to remember who did the art. There's a little ding down there at the bottom. I'm going to look at that more closely. After Adam Hughes. I forget who the artist is. This Catwoman 39. And I don't know who did the cover art there. But Natalie Sanders, KRS Comics. So, again, we got the foil. If I'm going to submit this, it's going to need to be cleaned and pressed. So some of those so I spent more time than I ordinarily would hunting down exclusives. Last year when I went to New York Comic Con, and I went that first Thursday, I just dug into the bins. But I wanted to... I'm kind of getting to the point where there's less that I need than I want. So I did go, and I was looking for certain books. Didn't really see them. There's only a few books on my want list. So I picked up a few books. That is a 4.0. But I like the way that it looked. There's some... I think it could be a little bit better than that. There's some edge wear. The cover looks pretty nice. This is Batman 144. I'm trying to work my Batman collection down into the 140s. I think this might be the third appearance of Betty Kane, Batgirl. And there's some Batmite insanity in there. I actually think all the rest of the comics I picked up from Very Gary. So this is a book. This is a key. Not everybody knows. It's first appearance of Black Spider, but that's not what's key to me. Remember, I'm a high school math teacher. And if I ever do cosplay, I will do cosplay as the character whose first appearance is here. I'll take this out. Because I kind of pick this book up when I see it, for reasonably cheap. If DC ever gets their act together. It's a fairly nice copy. Yeah, here it is. The first appearance of the Calculator in an Atom story. I didn't even realize that. It's the Atom backup story that has the Calculator. He's more associated as a Batman villain, and even more so as a Batgirl villain. He has a ridiculous costume in the 70s. I'm a high school math teacher, the Calculator. And like I said, if I ever cosplay, that's what it's going to be. So, first appearance of the Calculator. Calculator I like because later on he's retconned. He becomes a nemesis of Barbara Gordon when she's Oracle. They both have these mad computer skills. And it's also retconned. They bring Marvin and Wendy from the Super Friends cartoon of the 1970s in, and they're his children. So I think there's a possibility at some point down the road that we could see the Calculator in some sort of DC property. I also picked up this. I thought it was decent condition. Low number. I think I need this one. The price was pretty good. Justice League of America 26. I'm really getting down to the low numbers that I need to complete that Justice League run. I need one. And a few, several more single-digit issues. This book has been hot lately. I have this in my personal collection. Love this run. But it's All-Star Squadron 47. It's the first cover artwork done by Todd McFarlane. It's a really cool Dr. Fate cover. McFarlane's doing a signing for CGC, and Dr. Fate is hot because we're going to see him in 2 weeks in Black Adam. I've been on the hunt low-key for this book because it's a Justice League Dark character, and I've been collecting their first appearances. Black Orchid's first appearance in Adventure Comics 428. A little bit lower grade. I'm not sure who did the cover. Is that a Joe Orlando cover, maybe? But I have Adventure Comics in my run. I've also been collecting, picking up this book, and it's a newsstand for Flash #1. The first time we see Wally West as the Flash, which that's a potential solution to their Ezra Miller problems. The other thing, the reason I bought so many books from Gary is because I guess he had gotten some collections that really hit my wheelhouse. I'm trying to complete my run of DC 1972 books, and I put that on the back burner a little bit. I was like kind of last year aggressively every week, like Monday, just to pass the time, I would try to find another book, like kind of the next one on my list. Put it on the back burner, so I'm kind of hunting just at shows and stuff now. I have all the keys, so now it's picking up like the more genre books. So horror, Ghosts 9, and 10. I think these are 70. I'm pretty sure these are 72 and not 73. And then House of Secrets 100. Right, that's a I think that's a Bernie Wrightson cover there. And House of Mystery 204, also Wrightson cover. Things were weird with DC in 1972. Western books, Weird Western Tales, number 14, early appearance of Jonah Hex. And also number 12. This, I think, is his third appearance. Second or third? Third, I think it was 10 was his first, right? That's a really cool Joe Kubert cover, right? Awesome. And then War. So he had some, and these are all nice copies. Star Spangled War Stories, another Kubert cover, 165, 163, 161, and 160. And for the most part, you can recognize DC from 1972 specifically because January to June, they're 25 centers, these 48 pages for only 25 cents. And then the second half of the year, they're down to 20 cents. They're 20 cents also in 1973, so sometimes you got to double check those. So that is my haul from Comic-Con on Thursday. I'm going back on Saturday. I don't know how much time I'm going to spend looking for comic books because we're going to be going as a family, and the kids are going to want to see their Funko Pops and all that sort of stuff. We'll be checking out the cosplay a little bit more and just more leisurely. The one thing is things were a little less crowded at Comic-Con this year. The spaces between booths was larger. I went to Artist Alley and we did the 8 Billion Genies and the Jock tables. There was a little bit of wait for 8 Billion Genies, and then the Jock, it was just like, that was quick. Then I had to go to the men's room. No time. Often I've been there, and we'll see if it's different on Sunday. Waiting. I was able to walk around real easily, not like crammed in like I've been in the past. And when I went to get those two Superman #1 editions, the right next to it was like a little empanada stand. So I had lunch. There was almost no wait on there. In the past, it's been like, a 45-minute wait to get your food. This was, there were two people in front of me, had my lunch. And it was a really positive experience on the whole. Ran into a whole bunch of people from the community, people who've seen me on YouTube. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them at shows. We've known each other. And it was just kind of good to talk comics. As I was waiting on the line at the Comic Mint booth, I was talking to a couple guys. One guy just flown in from California. So they were close to my age. So we were all talking about comics, and, one guy sells on Whatnot as well. So it was a real, just fun talking about comics, having a shared interest, having a shared passion. That's part of the fun of this. So anyway, that's my Comic-Con Day 1 haul. Again, nothing huge, some nice variants, and all of these books, a couple of spec books, the McFarlane book, the Wally West book are kind of spec. The others, maybe the Black Orchid. The others are for the personal collection. And let me know what you think. Put something in comment below. I did miss a lot of people that I saw. They were commenting on Instagram and stuff. Joe from Anachronic Comics I saw you as you were heading downstairs, and I had to leave like at 4:30 and get out of there because I had to get home for my daughter's back to school night. So, life still happens. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you were there, I'm going to be back on Sunday. So hopefully while you're watching this video, we're getting there. And if you see me, come up and say hello and maybe talk some comics. Any rate, in the meantime, you can take a look at a couple other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.